Another thing I try to do is stay lovingly detached in the relationship so that I can always keep an eye on nurse chick's attraction level. It's something I learned from Doc Love, and Corey Wayne talks about it too in 3% Man, but it's they both have this attraction scale. And anything above a 5, so Doc Love did it in percentages, so anything above 50%, but same thing. Corey just changed it, simplified it into a scale of 1 to 10. Anything above a 5, your relationship's going to be okay, right? Anything below a 5 and the relationship's dying. Okay. And it might even already be dead at that point. If her attraction to you drops below a 5, you're basically totally fucked. So I like to tell guys to stay lovingly detached in a relationship. That doesn't mean you don't love her, but it allows you to take a step back and look at the relationship like a third-party observer and keep an eye on her attraction level. And this is where you can't have one-itis and get those blinders on, because you got to be able to look at your relationship objectively and look at what she's doing or not doing so that you can course correct if something's not going right. The other day I noticed that nurse chick's patterns were changing a little bit, and eventually she texted me and told me what was going on, and so I was like, yeah, well, let's talk about it. let's have a conversation about it. And then it was just a matter of listening to her and trying to get things off her chest, trying not to offer too many solutions and just listen to where she's at, and basically do the Luca model, right? Listen, understand, clarity, action, and that we came up with an action plan of how are we going to fix this, right? No problem. No argument, not even a spat. It was just a very, let's work on our relationship type thing, right? Good stuff. It's good stuff. But you can only do that if you're not in complacency and if you're keeping an eye on the stuff and being lovingly detached enough to recognize this sort of thing. By the way, guys, if you want to work with me directly, you can go to paul.fixdeadbedrooms.com and book a breakthrough and battle plan session with me. The last thing we have here, we actually had good timing today. Good. The last thing we have here is believing marriage or commitment guarantees loyalty. Okay. It does not. Okay. The ultimate blind spot, men assume locking her down means the game is won. In reality, commitment doesn't stop, right? Hypergamy is always there. Hypergamy is always at play. Women get bored. They will always test you, either consciously or subconsciously. Now, the more you pass her tests, the less she'll test you, but she will always test you till the end of days, because she needs to make sure that you're always the strong, dominant, masculine man she thinks you are, okay? If you slack, attraction dies. And the thing is, like, having that piece of paper, having Uncle Sam put that stamp on it, it doesn't give you a buffer from the sexual marketplace. People still cheat, okay? Just having a ring on it does not give you a buffer from the sexual marketplace. Okay. You always have to be her best possible option, or she's either going to cheat on you or divorce your ass. Okay. And that's just reality. That's just reality, right? I posted a video last week. It was a reel that I stitched, and it was this guy hitting on this woman in a supermarket. She looked like a nurse or nurse's assistant or a medical assistant or something like that. And this guy walks up and he grabs her hand. He's like, "Hey, are you looking for me?" And she's like, she was smiling. She loved it. She loved the attention. She loved this guy hitting on her. And he's like, "Hey, can I get your number?" And she goes, "Oh, I can't give you my number. I'm married." And he goes, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, you got a ring?" Oh, and she showed the ring. He goes, "Oh, I didn't see that." And he holds her hand and looks at her ring, right? All this stuff, he's doing Kino escalation on her, right? He's touching her hand, and she's just beaming with pride that this guy is giving her all this attention. And he goes, "Well, I wish I could get your Instagram or something." She goes, "Oh, well, I'll give you my Instagram." Right? This married woman is entertaining this guy and saying, "Oh, I'll give you my Instagram," like it's innocent. Like, you can't slide into a girl's DM on Instagram. I have a whole course on how to slide into women's DMs on Instagram. You guys didn't know, the secret sauce in this course is all about how to use Facebook and Instagram to get women. And a lot of it is because on Instagram and Facebook, you can slide into their messengers, right, with video messages like a cold approach. And I teach you guys all about how to do that in that course. And so this guy is like, "Yeah, can I get your Instagram?" And this married woman's like, yeah, I'll give you that. Like, it's an innocent thing. No, a woman who's truly loyal isn't going to put herself in a position to cheat. Okay. But if she allows that kind of stuff to happen, James Sexton said it really well I'm following him on TikTok now. He's got a podcast coming up, but if you guys don't know who James Sexton is, he's like the world's most, famous family court attorneys. He was on Rule Zero with us once or twice. Good guy. I think he actually follows me on X and stuff like that. But he says it really well. He goes, if you hang out in a barbershop, you're eventually going to get a haircut. Right? If your wife is entertaining these guys in her DMs, she's eventually going to let one of them smash. Okay. It's not a good idea. But the thing is that you can't always control what she's going to do. Okay. That needs to be her shutting that down. And the only reason why she would make sure that she shuts that down is if she sees you as her best possible option. Okay. If she doesn't see you as her best possible option, she's going to be exploring other options. And when women are exploring other options, they tend to put themselves in situations that allow them to do this sort of thing. Right. I just posted or scheduled a meme out that's going to go out, I think on like Wednesday or Thursday. And this meme it wasn't even a meme. It was like a picture from like a news report of this woman who said, I accidentally cheated with my best friend's husband. Accidentally. Right. And that's how it is with women. They have no accountability. It's always an accident and things just happened. This is why Corey Wayne and 3% Man says sex must always be the man's fault. Okay. Because women need that plausible deniability so that people don't judge them for being slooty sleuts, but they put themselves in that position. What do you think's going to happen, Susan? Right? It's not a accident that you let this guy slide into your DMs. Like you gave him your Instagram. Okay. They put themselves in that position and then justify it later as an accident. Oh, I don't know. Just one thing led to another. I don't know what happened. Right? Yep. Bullshit. Okay. But if she thinks that you're her best possible option, she won't even entertain that guy. Right? She'll be like, no, but thanks. I appreciate the flattery. Right? There's no buffer from the sexual marketplace, guys. So that's the last one. Might blow your mind a little bit, but if you've been following the red pill space, you know. You already know. Handsome Pete's in the house. Hey, what's up, Pete? And Erkin says, Paul is like a Swiss Army knife. He has a course or a book and everything, whether dead bedroom or quantum physics. I actually do have a course on quantum physics. It's called the Practical Law of Attraction, but I take the quantum physics out of it. It's all about the psychology. What is Kino escalation? It's Kino as in Kino. Kino escalation. Kino is short for kinesthetic, which means touch, right? So we say Kino escalation. It just means breaking that touch barrier. That's what that means. It's a great way to seduce the whammon by touching them. That's why, like on date two, like if you guys follow my everything I wish I knew when I was 18 dating plan, date one is a chemistry test, whether you like her or not, but you have a second venue in mind where you can take her to go play pool or darts or something. And I recommend challenging a woman to distraction pool or distraction darts, or maybe on a second date, take them to a golf course and do distraction mini golf or something like that, because it gives them an excuse to touch you. And then when women are allowed to do that sort of thing, women, their primary agency is their sexuality. They will touch you in all sorts of different ways, and they know they can get away with it because you like it. And them touching you, however, to distract you it just opens the floodgates, right? So that breaking that touch barrier allows that Kino escalation to go, and you're going to have sex with these women much faster.
New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe now.